The return of manhood, you feel it in the air. No simp moves here, now move with flair. Her debit card works too, so don't get it twisted. Deal with women strictly on the terms enlisted. Keep it simple, boy, learn the truth. The weak play games, but the strong bring proof. She can't shake a man who owns his terms. Returning to fire and the world gon' burn. Tagging 20, you know the name. Dropping lessons on a name, playing the same. No pedestal, nah, don't elevate low. A queen only follows when the king says go. Too many masked up trying to impress. Losing themselves, caught up in the stress. Be the man, don't fall for the crowd. Speak your truth, strong will, stand proud. She earns a spot, but a king never bends for a second thought. No validation needed, power on reserve. Rule your world, let her match your nerve. Yeah, manhood restored, the king's in the game. Cags acting 20, remember the name. Strictly on your terms, you know what to do. Her debit card works, but the throne's on you.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and plug the joint. I know the title is a tad bit long, but let me go ahead and plug the joint. Attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. Okay, let me say that shit again. Let this shit marinate on your conscience. Attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. The problem with the average guy out here is you guys overanalyze interactions with women. You're trying to use your analytical brain to communicate yourself to women. Women are not a mathematical equation to be figured out. A lot of you guys are what people call smart dumb people, right? Some of y'all may not have ever heard that term or phrase before. Smart dumb person. Let me show you what it means. This is what a smart dumb person does. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a cognitive bias that can cause people to overestimate their abilities in areas lacking knowledge or skill. The internet, these various social media platforms, YouTube included, is overran with individuals who operate with the Dunning-Kruger effect. They're trying to use their book smarts, right? So when I say smart dumb people, what I mean by that is a lot of these individuals are educated guys. Some of them have bachelors, MBAs. In some cases, they have PhDs or doctorates, right? When it comes to their education, they are bright individuals, but they're not all that intelligent when it comes to how they view the world as it relates to dealing with women, sex, dating dynamics, relationships. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And the reason why they don't know what the fuck they're talking about is because they're missing one key component, and that is real world experiences dealing with women. And that's the problem with a lot of these smart dumb people, or people who operate within the confines of the Dunning-Kruger effect, is they think they're smarter than everybody in the room. And when it comes to quantum physics, right, or calculus, or some type of engineering, yes, you might very well, or you may very well be one of the smartest people in a room. But when it comes to this here, when it comes to this game shit, you niggas are retards. You don't stand a chance in this arena, right? Your arms are too short to box with God. You don't have enough experience, knowledge, wisdom, and insight to fuck with me. So in just a moment, I'm going to share with you some comments from underneath one of my most recent videos. So real quick, shout out to the homie Lucario. He did a recent live stream a couple of days ago, and he used a small clip from a video, a pre-recorded video that I did a couple of days before that. And he basically, I believe it was a 5-minute clip, right, that he uploaded to Instagram. I put it on Facebook, and then I put it on my YouTube channel. So the comments that I'm referring to are underneath that video. And I'm going to read some of the comments underneath that video. And for the gentleman who left the comments, this is not a personal attack on you. However, what I am about to do is school you a little bit, because you keep trying to use your analytical mind when it comes to dealing with women. You can't do that. Again, women are not some algebraic formula or mathematical equation for you to figure out. That's not how women work, right? If you want to get at a woman, okay, you have to trigger her emotions. I need guys to understand that. If you want to get at a woman where the interest in you from that woman is genuine and she is sexually attracted to you, meaning her desire to want to have sex with you is genuine and sincere and authentic, you have to trigger an emotion. When you think about the word attraction, or to be attracted to something or someone, there's an emotion involved, right? To be attracted means your emotions were evoked or triggered, and you are attracted to someone or something. It could be a car, it could be clothes, it could be jewelry, right? You can be attracted to a feeling that you get, aka sexual attraction, right? I need guys to understand, when we talk about men exuding sex appeal, if a woman comes into contact with a man that she believes is sexually appealing, it's because to her, he exudes sex appeal, right? So the emotion of being attracted to that particular man is triggered within her. Again, attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. The problem with a lot of guys is you don't know how to convey yourself. Okay, anytime, look, let me tell y'all something. I need guys to understand something. I'm gonna try to break this down for y'all. When you step to a woman, right? First and foremost, the woman is checking you out visually. She's looking at your clothes, your grooming, beard, mustache, your face, your teeth, your eyes, just everything about you. She's looking at you up and down from head to toe, head to toe. So when you very first approach a woman, she's already assessing whether or not you are visually appealing, whether or not she likes what she sees. It's not just your face or your body type, how your body looks in your clothes, whether or not you're muscular, lean, tall, short, stocky, whatever. It's not just that. It's how you're dressed. It's your overall ensemble. It's your overall presentation. Do you know how to dress? Does your clothes fit you well? Are your clothes in good repair? Meaning, are they tatted? Are you wrinkled? or your clothes dingy, right? They're looking at all of this in nanoseconds, milliseconds. They're checking you out in milliseconds. Then when you open your mouth, in conjunction with what she has assessed visually, you can emotionally convey to her sex. You can emotionally convey to her sex. I tell you guys all the time, sexual attraction is involuntary. You can walk up on a woman who has a boyfriend or a husband, and she's not a cheater. But when you walk up on her and you start talking, she start getting these feelings inside. She's looking at you like, this motherfucker is sexy, but I don't want to cheat on my husband. Damn, if I was single, he can get it. So even when women are in loving, healthy relationships where they do not cheat, that does not stop them from finding other men to be sexually appealing. Now, in some cases, you might be so sexually appealing that the woman is willing to step out on her relationship to get some of that D. So let's go ahead and get into some of the comments. There were so many, I'm not going to show them. I'm just going to read them. But again, let me go ahead and plug the joint. Attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. I need you guys to understand that. When we talk about mentally stimulating a woman, that's where you emotionally convey yourself to her based on what you're saying, based on your behaviors. It's not just your words. It's how you behave, the aura, the energy that you radiate, right? It's everything. This is why I say attraction is not based on what you logically say, because guys are so afraid to tell women the truth. So what they do is they stick with safe words. They talk about certain topics or things with women from a logical perspective because they're trying to overanalyze the situation. They're trying to be analytical. So they're saying things that they think would get them a connection with women. Case in point, when we do the Pineapple Reaction Show on Wednesdays, what do guys always do? They try and find commonality with women. Oh, she's into that. Oh, she's passionate about that. Oh, that's her hobby. Oh, this is something that she likes to do, right? I have similar interests. Let me try and connect with her based on those similarities or commonalities. They're trying to be analytical. They're trying to be analytical. Oh, you read books? Me too. My favorite book is such and such. Oh, you watch movies? Me too. My favorite movies are such and such. They're trying to connect with women on a practical or logical level, believing, well, if she likes this, all I got to do is act like I'm into that. That has nothing to do with emotionally conveying yourself where the woman is enticed by you sexually. And I hate that I have to break this shit down to you remedial motherfuckers. You're remedial. I don't care if you got a bachelor's degree or multiple bachelor's degrees or an MBA or a doctorate or a PhD. When it comes to dating dynamics, dealing with women, and just having game, you guys are remedial. You can't fuck with me when it comes to this. You can't. you ain't got it like that, right? So let's go ahead and read the first comment. So he says, I dig your matter of fact advice. So let's be clear here, Zach. If sexual attraction could not be negotiated, there would be no purpose of your channel. Now, peep what he said. If sexual attraction could not be negotiated, you cannot negotiate sexual attraction. You can't negotiate that. I need guys to look. If I were signing a contract, if I was an NBA player, right, or any type of professional athlete, and I want to sign a contract, what's going to happen? We're going to enter into negotiation, right? Now, here is the thing. The team that I play for, they're coming from a logical perspective. What makes sense financially? If they're going to offer me a contract, they got to look at the money. They got to look at the productivity that I bring. They got to look at the pros and the cons of giving me this contract and how it can impact their moves short term and long term, right? So they're going to be very pragmatic and very practical and logical in what they're offering me. So when you talk about negotiating a contract in that aspect, okay, it has nothing to do with emotions. Now, I can be emotional because I'm thinking about this money. I'm thinking about how it's going to change my life, right? I'm attracted to the money. It's enticing to me, right? I'm feeling some kind of way because I really want a certain amount, right? But when it comes to negotiation, you have to use reasoning to negotiate. Don't let that word be lost on you. When you talk about negotiating with people or a negotiation, there is reasoning that is used. When it comes to sexual attraction, when it comes to genuine sexual desire, there is no fucking reasoning. There is no fucking reasoning. Either the woman feels horny or is sexually turned on by you, or she isn't. She isn't. You cannot use your words to try and logically convince her to be sexually attracted to you. It's a feeling. Okay, let me read something else to you. While logically explaining attraction is difficult because it's largely driven by subconscious factors like biology, hormones, and social conditioning, we can understand it as a complex interplay of physical appearance, perceived similarity, proximity, familiarity, and social cues that trigger a positive emotional response in our brains, making us feel drawn to someone often without fully conscious reasoning. That's what sexual attraction is. Making us feel drawn to someone often without fully conscious reasoning. Let me tell you where reasoning comes in at when it comes to sex. I hope I ain't losing nobody yet. Stay with me. I ain't done. So while sexual attraction does not involve conscious reasoning at all, the actual decision to have sex does. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me so far? Again, while sexual desire or sexual attraction does not involve conscious reasoning, the actual decision to fuck does involve reasoning. Zach, can you elaborate a little bit more? Because a lot of these guys with the Dunning-Kruger effect still don't get it. So if myself and a woman and I are about to have sex, and I'm about to put on a condom, and she basically co-signs me using a condom, saying, yeah, I'm glad you got one, because if you didn't have one, we weren't going to be fucking. That's conscious reasoning. When you're talking about practicing safe sex, when you're talking about where you're actually going to have sex at, where you're actually planning out a sexual rendezvous at a specified time, on a specified day, at a specified location. These things require conscious reasoning. But the desire the desire to want to have sex has nothing to do with conscious reasoning, unless stay with me, I don't want to lose you. If a woman does not desire you sexually, but you are willing to provide her compensation, meaning you're negotiating, if you are willing to provide her compensation to gain access to her sexually, while she does not desire you sexually, she can desire the money sexually. She can be attracted to the money. So if she requires compensation from you, financial gratuity, right, or time, a lot of non-sexual time, energy, effort, and attention, right? If those things are her compensation for you to gain access to her, what is she doing? She is reasoning consciously. What she is saying is, I don't sexually desire him, but I know he sexually desires me. Since he values sex and I value money, we can barter. And bartering really doesn't have anything to do with money. I would say bartering is more so where you're exchanging goods and services, right? So when you talk about, there's a difference between you putting money in a woman's hands versus you giving her something of monetary value, right? And you're bartering with that, okay? Which means it could be gifts, a purse, some shoes, clothing, jewelry, whatever, right? So if a woman does not sexually desire you, you can negotiate sex where she says, I really don't want your dick, but if the price is right, I'll give you some pussy. That's not genuine sexual desire at all. But she is consciously reasoning with you because there's something you want that she has, and there's something you have that she wants. And it has nothing to do with sex for her. For you, it has everything to do with sex. For her, it has nothing to do with sex. It's a means to an end. I want something. He got it. He wants sex for it. Fuck it, I'll trade him. That's called tricking or turning tricks, right? This is where this prostitute lingo, women turning tricks. Hence, that's why we call guys tricks. The woman is turning tricks, and because you have the money or the resources, you're the trick. Y'all understand that? So let's go further. So he again, so he goes on to say, and then let me reread what he typed up under my channel. If sexual attraction cannot be negotiated, there will not be a purpose of your channel. My channel is not about trying to help dudes get pussy. That's not the purpose of my channel. That's not the main purpose. My channel is called The Return of Manhood. Okay, so let me help y'all out. Let me help y'all out. There are men who want to deal with women, whether it's casual sex, relationship, marriage, parenting, or whatever. My purpose is to give you a comprehensive guide, a foundation, if you will, to go about dealing with women where you don't put yourself in compromising positions, where you actually deal with women as a man. You're actually conducting yourself as a man, right? I'm essentially trying to give you the tools so you can be successful dealing with women however you choose to deal with women. Now, if you just want casual sex, I can give you advice about that. If you want a relationship, I can give you advice. You want to be married, I can give you advice. If you want to father children, I can give you advice about that. If you're going through a difficult breakup or divorce, I can give you advice about these things. So no, my channel is not about trying to teach men to negotiate sexual attraction. My channel is geared to mentoring men to actually be goddamn men in your pursuit of sex and how to go about it without putting yourself in compromising positions or making decisions that are a detriment to you. In other words, I'm trying to help you not fuck up. Does that make sense? Is that clear for you? Did you hear that? I'm trying to help you not fuck up. Okay, let's move on. So then he goes on to say, now what the problem is that men are trying to negotiate sexual attraction with the woman when he should be negotiating the challenges of presenting his unrefined nature in a sexually appealing way. No, this is what men should be doing. Men should be trying to figure out who the fuck they are. Men should be trying to figure out who they are. Men should be trying to get to know themselves so they can better relate with women. Okay, let me say that shit again. Men should be trying to get to know themselves so they can better relate with women. If you think about relationship, to relate, whether it's a casual relationship, a long-term relationship, a marriage, you're relating with somebody. This is where compatibility comes in. You're relating with somebody. The fact that you're relating with somebody is what makes the relationship go. It's what makes you drawn to that person and that person drawn to you, where you guys still want to deal with each other going forward. It's the relatability, right? In order for you to do that effectively, you have to know who you are so you know how to convey yourself. Again, attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. Again, when we talk about sexual attraction, for a woman to be attracted to you sexually, it's an emotion that she feels. The better you are at emotionally conveying yourself in those instances, the more enticed sexually the woman will be. In some cases, not all. So let's move on to the next comment. So he put, I respect what you're saying in terms of your right to describe your perspective and the way you see fit. But I'm not willing to accept that boys and legal men don't need to do anything to gain the experience required to navigate a woman's sexual attraction. You don't need to navigate a woman's sexual attraction. You don't need to navigate that. Either she's sexually attracted to you or she's not. You don't need to navigate anything. You don't need to navigate that. All you got to do is present yourself in the most authentic way possible, and either she's enticed by you sexually or she's not. It's that simple. You guys are making this too complicated because you're overanalyzing it. You're too analytical with it. You keep trying to bring logic to something that defies logic. Again, what are you doing? Right? You have a cognitive bias that can cause you to overestimate your abilities. You think because you're smart, you think because you're analytical, that you can bring that into the dating arena and have success. And I'm here to tell you, no. No, you cannot. It don't work that way. Right? So then he goes on to say, okay, again, and to cultivate a valuable sexual experience for himself and the woman or the women he deals with. Before you can even get to the sex, you must first understand that sexual attraction is not logical. Sexual attraction is illogical. Sexual attraction defies logic. So when you try to bring analytics or an analytical way of thinking to the dating game, you're trying to logically explain something that defies. I mean, you're trying to logically debate something that defies logic. You can't do it. You can't debate how a woman feels. You cannot logically explain why a woman is sexually attracted to that man, but not sexually attracted to that man. You cannot logically explain why a woman who is free is fucking with a dude in prison. You can't logically explain that. There is nothing on this earth where you can ever logically explain why a woman who is attractive, who got her shit together, who is free, is dealing with a fucking inmate in a prison somewhere. I did a video where a guy was fucking with prison guards. You got women who are married or who have been married who work at prisons having sex with some of the inmates and then assisting those inmates in breaking out of prison, ruining her whole life. She's ruined her marriage. She ruined her family. Her freedom is gone. Her job, everything is gone behind her sexual desire for a man. That's how it started. There's nothing logical about what she's doing. There is no conscious reasoning at all. She is literally acting strictly on her fucking emotions. So let's move on. Okay, so he says, sexual attraction may not be a rational process, but to say it is illogical demonstrates a remedial understanding of logic. For the guy that left this comment, bro, you're not as smart as you think you are. You may be book smart, maybe you got a high-paying job, I don't know, but you are not as smart as you think you are. Right? Because let's pick what he said. But to say it's illogical demonstrates a remedial understanding of logic. Now, this is what he said. If sexual attraction were illogical, manhood wouldn't be a skill set. What the fuck does manhood being a skill set got to do with sexual attraction? When I say manhood is the skill set, what I'm saying, it takes skill to be a goddamn man. What the fuck that got to do with women? Being a man has nothing to do with women. Having game or the game has nothing to do with women. See, he keeps thinking my channel is about getting pussy. It's not. So then he goes to say, because there would be no defined masculine traits for women as a whole to preferentially gravitate towards. You see what I mean? Right here, right there. Right there. For the guy that left those comments underneath my video, this is you. This is you. You can't debate me in this arena. You don't have enough experience, knowledge, wit, wisdom, or insight to fuck with me. This is not your area of expertise, but it's mine though. You stick to what you know. This is what I know very well. So he used the word rational and logical, right? So let's go ahead and go with that. Rational, based on reason, sensible, considering all factors, and making judgments based on what seems reasonable. Earlier, I was talking about conscious reasoning, which is what being rational means. So if a woman decides to have sex with a man that she just met, and she's making sure that he uses a condom, she's being rational. She's being rational. Okay. She's being rational, at least in that arena, right? She's being rational, right? So let's look at logical. Following established rules of reasoning, consistent, often used in a more structured way, like mathematical proofs. And this right here is the fundamental flaw in the way that guys think when it comes to dealing with women and dating dynamics. Women are not mathematical proofs. You can't configure a problem on a piece of paper and solve it and then look at women the same way. That's not the way that it works. Women are human beings with feelings and emotions, and their emotions vary like fucking a roller coaster. A woman can tell you, I would love to have sex with you, but not tonight. And you give her the number. An hour later, she calls you the same night. Are you up? I want your dick. I've had this happen where a woman showed me she was, well, I've had it happen many times, multiple times, where women show me they were sexually interested only to say not tonight, only to call me later on that same night and say, can I come over? There's no logic in that. Again, attraction is not based on what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. Why do you think when I talk to you guys about leaving an indelible impression on a woman's mind, when you very first meet women and y'all are connecting, because when you're connecting, what does that mean? When you're connecting, right, you are appealing to her emotions when it comes to attraction. So there's a connection there because she's attracted to you. So there's a connection there, right? So I'll tell you guys, before you leave that interaction, leave an indelible impression on her psyche where there is anticipation, excitement, and intrigue. Because all these different things are going to drive her emotions, right? They're going to drive her emotions, and these things are going to make her want to see you. And it has nothing to do with logic at all. All right, I think I about covered that real quick. All right, so we good on that. All right, so fellas, I'm about to be up out of here. Right. Oh, let me throw this in there before I leave. Attraction is not created by what you logically say, but what you emotionally convey. You cannot logically convince someone to like you. You can negotiate sex. You can negotiate the physical act of having sex. You know this to be true. Porn industry, strip clubs, call girls, prostitutes, erotic escorts. You can wine and dine a woman, right, who don't want to fuck you. But because she wants access to your resources, she understands that at some point she has to have sex with you so that way she can maintain access to your resources, right? She's reasoning, right? Again, you can negotiate the physical act of having sex. What you can never negotiate is a woman's genuine desire to want to fuck you. You can't negotiate genuine desire. It either exists or it doesn't. You can't convince a woman to genuinely desire you sexually. You can't negotiate that, you can't barter that, and you can't purchase that. Either she's feeling it or she's not. And if you don't understand that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out this motherfucker. Peace.